Welcome back, everybody. We're diving deep today, and I can't wait. We're going to learn all about the British Special Air Service during World War II,
Ah, yes.
the SAS.
The SAS.
We're going to focus on their infiltration and sabotage tactics, using an excerpt from the text, Special Air Service, SAS, in WWII, infiltration and sabotage behind enemy lines.
Sounds good.
Now, you might be thinking, why does this matter to me?
Yeah.
Well, the SAS were masters at achieving big wins with very limited resources, and I think we can all learn from that, no matter what we're doing.
Absolutely.
They were true underdogs. I mean, they took on a much larger force, and their impact was way bigger than their small size. So picture this.
Okay.
It's 1941. Lieutenant David Stirling has this revolutionary idea.
It's a fascinating time, really, because this was right when the Desert Fox, General Erwin Rommel, arrived in North Africa. Rommel's Africa Corps was a serious threat to British forces in the region, and Stirling realized that traditional warfare just wasn't going to work.
So he's thinking outside the box here. He envisions these small, highly trained teams, almost like ninjas, parachuting into the North African desert, disrupting the supply chains, and just disappearing before the enemy even knows what hit them. I was struck by just how ahead of his time this idea was.
Yeah.
This is like cutting-edge stuff.
It really is. I mean, Stirling understood that speed and surprise could be more effective than just, brute force, just throwing a bunch of guys at a problem. And that's a principle that still resonates today, not just in military strategy, but in business and technology, even in personal challenges that we face every day.
So November 1941, their first mission.
Yeah.
I was on the edge of my seat reading about this.
Oh.
Didn't quite go as planned, did it?
Not exactly. I mean, think strong winds, treacherous weather conditions, parachutes scattered all over the place. It was a harsh reminder of the risks involved, right?
Right.
But it also really highlighted their ability to adapt and to learn from setbacks, dust themselves off and try again.
They did. What really stood out to me was their partnership with the Long Range Desert Group.
The LRD.
The LRDG, yeah.
Yeah.
Using their vehicles to get closer to targets, adopting that deceptive name L Brigade to confuse the Axis. Talk about resourceful.
Right.
I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, this partnership was really key. I mean, the LRDG gave them the mobility they needed to operate deep in enemy territory, and then that L Brigade cover that just added, an extra layer of deception. It really shows their understanding of psychology and intelligence.
Yeah.
They weren't just tough guys.
And let's not forget the training these guys went through. Combat tactics, reconnaissance, navigation, survival skills. I mean, you're telling me this was like the Olympics of military training.
I mean, think of the dedication it takes to be a top athlete or successful entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That's the level of commitment that these SA soldiers, they just had it.
Their training paid off big time too, right? Early 1942, they launched a series of incredibly successful operations against supply depots and airfields. And it's just incredible how they constantly innovated, even adopting jeeps armed with twin Vickers K machine guns for more firepower.
That's a great example of their resourcefulness. They weren't afraid to experiment and to adapt to changing circumstances, which is, a crucial quality for any successful team or individual.
Yeah.
You have to be able to roll with the punches.
What's also amazing is the SAS wasn't just British soldiers.
Right.
I was fascinated to learn about the diverse backgrounds of their members.
Yeah, they attracted volunteers from all over the world. There was a detachment of Free French forces led by Georges Bourget and a Greek squadron called Los Locos led by Christodoulos Tigantes.
Wait, hold on. Even 8 Spaniards fought with the SAS.
That's right.
Francisco Jose Gano, Justo Valeri, Rafael Ramos, Juan Torreña, Ana Cameron, Henri Banon, Francisco Riella, and a certain Martin. I mean, can you imagine their stories?
It really speaks to the SAS's reputation and the global appeal of their mission. It wasn't just about fighting a war. It was about fighting for a cause.
Speaking of fighting, their impact was undeniable. I mean, they wreaked havoc on the Axis war effort, disrupting supplies, undermining morale.
It reinforces that concept of asymmetric warfare, using unconventional tactics to achieve these outsized results. And it's something that we see even today in various fields.
Before we go any further, I want to hear what stands out to you. about their approach? What's resonating with you?
Yeah, I feel.
Their ability to make such a big impact with such limited resources. I mean, it's truly inspiring. It's like they were masters of guerrilla warfare.
Hmm.
Always one step ahead. And their story didn't end in North Africa, right?
No, 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 not at all.
As the war progressed,
Hmm.
the SAS expanded their operations,
Hmm.
taking their unique brand of warfare to other theaters.
Right.
What were some of the other places they operated?
Well, I mean, their adaptability wasn't just about tactics.
Right.
It was strategic too. They
Yeah.
were deployed to various locations, including Europe and the Mediterranean, demonstrating their versatility.
Yeah.
For example, they played a crucial role in supporting the Allied invasion of Sicily.
I was reading about that. It must have been intense going from the deserts of North Africa to the mountainous terrain of Sicily.
Yeah.
It really speaks to their adaptability.
It does. I mean, imagine having to master different environments, different languages, different enemy tactics. I mean, they were constantly learning and evolving, which is a valuable skill in any field.
Their role in the D-Day landings was
Hmm.
um, particularly fascinating. What can you tell us about their involvement in that?
Well, in the lead up to D-Day, SAS teams they were parachuted into France to disrupt German communication lines, gather intelligence, and just sow chaos behind enemy lines.
Wow.
Can you imagine the pressure?
Oh God.
I mean, the fate of the entire invasion could have hinged on their actions.
It's mind-boggling. I can barely handle a deadline, let alone, the pressure of a world-changing event like D-Day.
Right.
It's incredible.
It speaks volumes about their training, their courage, and their commitment to the mission. They faced incredible odds, but they persevered time and again. Proving their worth as a vital asset to the Allied war effort.
They were true heroes, but their story wasn't all victories.
No.
What about the setbacks and the tragedies they faced?
Well, it's important to remember that their operations were inherently dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, many brave soldiers lost their lives in the line of duty, and it's a sobering reminder of the heroic cost of war and the sacrifices made for the greater good.
Yeah, reading about their sacrifices really puts things into perspective.
Mm.
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of their missions and all that, but we should never forget the risks that they took and the losses they endured.
Their legacy extends far beyond World War II. Their innovative tactics, their emphasis on adaptability and unconventional warfare, and their unwavering spirit. I mean, these continue to inspire special forces units around the world today.
It's amazing how they essentially wrote the playbook for modern special operations.
Yeah.
You can see their influence everywhere, from the U.S. Navy SEALs to the Israeli Sayeret Matkal.
Yeah.
What do you think makes their story so captivating, even decades later?
Well, what's fascinating to me is how the SIS's legacy has kind of permeated popular culture.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been featured in countless books and films and documentaries,
Right.
capturing the imagination of generations with their daring exploits and this kind of aura of mystery.
It's true. They've become almost mythical figures.
Yeah.
Symbolizing bravery and resourcefulness and the triumph of the underdog. But beyond the Hollywood glamour, it's important to remember the real human stories behind the legend.
Absolutely. The individual soldiers who made up the SAS were ordinary men who accomplished these extraordinary things, and their stories of courage and sacrifice and resilience. I mean, these deserve to be remembered and honored.
They were pioneers. I mean, they were pushing the boundaries of warfare and demonstrating the power of unconventional thinking. So what does this all mean for us today?
Right.
Why should this story matter to us, decades after the end of World War II?
I think the SAS's legacy it offers these valuable lessons about about leadership and adaptability and the importance of challenging conventional wisdom. It reminds us that even in the face of these seemingly insurmountable challenges, human ingenuity and determination, I mean, these can prevail.
It's a story that resonates on multiple levels.
Yeah. Yeah.
It speaks to the power of the human spirit, the importance of innovation, and the enduring legacy of those who dared to fight for freedom. How do you think their story can inspire us to face our own challenges?
Well, it raises an important question. How can we apply the SAS's spirit of innovation and adaptability to the challenges that we face today,
Yeah.
whether in our personal lives or our communities or on a global scale?
That's a powerful question to ponder. I think we all have a bit of the SAS spirit within us that drive to overcome obstacles and achieve the impossible. And their story reminds us that we have the potential to do extraordinary things when we embrace those qualities.
Absolutely.
We've been talking about how the SAS were pioneers, and I think that's a great way to describe them.
Yeah.
They didn't just fight a war; they changed the way wars are fought, and their
Yeah.
impact on military thinking is just undeniable.
Yeah, they really did write the playbook for modern special operations.
Yeah.
The SAS proved that small, highly trained units operating independently behind enemy lines, I mean, these could be incredibly effective.
It's like they were playing chess while everyone else was playing checkers.
Right.
They were thinking several moves ahead, anticipating the enemy's reactions, and always adapting their strategies.
Hmm.
What are some of the specific tactics or principles they pioneered that are still used today?
Well, I think their emphasis on adaptability, rigorous training, and a culture of innovation has become like a blueprint for elite military units worldwide. It's not just about physical strength and combat skills. It's about mental agility, problem solving, and the ability to think outside the box.
And it's not just about tactics and training either. They had this mindset, like this willingness to challenge assumptions and to embrace risk and to constantly innovate. That's what really set them apart. And it makes me think about all those successful entrepreneurs and innovators who weren't afraid to go against the grain and try something new. Do you see any parallels there?
Absolutely. I mean, the ESAS's ability to operate effectively in these diverse environments, from the scorching deserts of North Africa to
Yeah.
the dense forests of Europe. I mean, that speaks volumes about their adaptability and resilience, and those are qualities that are essential for success in any field, whether you're starting a business or leading a team or even just navigating the complexities of daily life.
Yeah, their story reminds me that sometimes the greatest victories come from those who dare to defy the odds, to think differently and to never give up.
Yeah.
It's not just about military history. It's about the human spirit and its potential to achieve extraordinary things.
It's a legacy. It's a legacy that continues to inspire us to think differently, to push boundaries, and to never underestimate the power of a few dedicated individuals to change the world.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that we all have that capacity for greatness within us, waiting to be unlocked.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the incredible story of the SAS, I want to leave you with this thought. Think about a challenge you're facing right now, big or small. Could you apply any SAS style thinking to it? Could you be more adaptable, more resourceful, more willing to take calculated risks? Remember, the SAS were ordinary individuals who achieved extraordinary things because they dared to think differently and push beyond their limits. So what will you dare to do today?